Our top story, the BJP's Council of Ministers meeting, which started today at 10 in the morning, has finally ended. This meeting went on for over 8 hours. Prime Minister Modi, in fact, chaired this meeting of the Union Council of Ministers in what is likely to be the last such exercise during the second term of his government. The Prime Minister took stock of the work done by the NDA government so far, and a roadmap for 2047, Viksit Bharat, was also discussed. In fact, Viksit Bharat remains the top priority for this particular government. A state-wise presentation was done for the 2047 Viksit Bharat mission. In fact, 2,700 meetings on Viksit Bharat mission have been held in the last 3 years. A 100-day agenda for Prime Minister Modi's third term was also discussed in this meeting. Now, the Prime Minister has been holding meetings of the entire Council of Ministers from time to time to discuss key policy and governance issues. But this meeting has assumed political significance in view of the Lok Sabha elections, which are expected to be held in May this year. And joining us to give us more details is Vasudha. Vasudha, Viksit Bharat by 2047, it remains the top focus. What else was discussed?
Well, Osama, let me tell you that the Prime Minister himself described this as a high priority meeting, and not just ministers, but also, secretaries of different ministries were present. The Prime Minister very interestingly presented a futuristic vision of his vision for the country. So Vision 2047 was the, was the idea, was what the entire meeting was centered around. This is something that the government has been working from December 2021 till January 2024. Nearly 15 stakeholders have been, consulted, and 2,700 departmental meetings have taken place. He has specifically insisted on this being an agenda point in all departmental work. He has specifically asked ministers to look into 25-year, program of their ministries. Even in the past, he has said that, look at all the trends, look at how decisions were made and what kind of changes it brought to the country. One specific thing that I felt was very interesting was he reportedly talked about this 1 lakh crore fund for futuristic technologies. He specifically talked about India being, in the forefront of technology and, innovation leadership and sustainable economy. These are certain key areas that he specifically stressed upon. And he's also spoken about one thing that we have seen many countries suffer from, which is aging population. He's spoken about challenges to this and ways to leverage this 1 lakh crore budget that is being dedicated to the use of technology that can actually, in some ways help India sort of push ahead, and become a developed country by 2047. So 25-year road plan was sort of talked about, and he has also very confidently talked about how Viksit Bharat will actually be a very important, prominent theme in the budget that will be presented in July. Once again, marking that he has no doubts about his government coming back to power. With ministers, he specifically spoke in a different tone. He said, he asked them to be cautious of the people they meet during elections, not really, get into controversies with their comments, and more importantly, focus on delivering schemes and making sure that people understand what the work that the government is doing. And he has also given them a morale booster, saying that, we will meet you all soon.